Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Morning Brews. On today's show, Tottenham are happy with their midfield options in the number 6 position. Tune in here. Welcome back to Tottenham on Tour, your world-famous morning news show, but it's a new...
Yeah, I've shown my face a few times this last couple of days.
I don't think this has ever happened ever. Even though Ireland and I have been on a channel for 2 years now, I don't think we've ever done a video just the two of us.
I think we had done a video just the two of us, Ben. I think we did when you first came on. There was a couple when Bri was going through some of the things he was going through, where you and I ended up having to do a show together. But it was a while ago, so it might seem like it's been a while. I haven't been on
for a while, but
yeah.
How are you doing, Ireland?
I'm doing well, mate. I'm doing well. I've had some time off this summer, which has been really nice. Obviously, I went on a pretty long trip to Europe, went to Spain and Portugal, and sort of got all the relaxation I needed in that circumstance. Yeah. And I've been back for the last couple of weeks. Had my 50th birthday, so I'm much older than I want to be. And so there's that. But yeah, I'm football's back. Looking forward to the chats. Obviously, we've got a little bit to chat about today, but it's there's not a lot. We played one game, so we're not going to get into too many details here, right?
This is the problem with Johan Lang, because there is no news.
Yeah,
all he keeps 19 days are trying to come up with stuff, and it's just not sticking. You've seen it all through the summer. They've come up with all these different links. Well, we're going for this person. Then we get Odebert. We get
somebody we'd never knew was coming in. Right?
So one bit of news that has turned up though today, of all days, is. Although Tottenham fans have been pining, and I mean pining.
No, pining is an understatement, Ben.
Yeah, for a player in the number 6 position.
Yeah,
Tottenham Hotspur are happy with their players in the number 6 position. I knew this Ireland because although a lot of people keep on telling me that I don't understand Ange Postecoglou, I don't understand the way of football, I do understand that in the history of Ange Postecoglou's managerial career, he has never played with an outright defensive midfielder in the vein of, let's say, a Victor Wanyama, a Wilson,
a proper 6 that's going to sit in front of your defense.
So it's a bit of a talking point because this is going to be one that's going to really upset a few folks, and they're all going to be mad. They're going to be like, "Oh, Ange out! He doesn't understand ball. He doesn't do. The sky is falling. The world is ending."
I'm pretty sure if you go to Spurs Twitter right now, that's pretty much that's what everybody's saying. For me, I knew that as well. I don't like he doesn't really even think about 8s and 6s as positions in his system. It's more about having midfielders that can rotate, that are able to sort of move around in any part of the midfield. That's sort of the versatility and the ability to kind of shuffle into those places where you're needed is his system, or at least it's a massive part of it. And that goes for the defense, that goes for the overlapping fullbacks, which I know you love, and obviously the front three.
I'm a big fan.
You love that. I also know the front three also do that as we're supposed to.
Ireland. That's the problem I have with it, because I love fullbacks when they overlap. But
you just want them overlap wide rather than overlap inside.
Yeah,
which is fair enough. I mean, everybody's got their opinion on that. But when it comes to the 6th position, you're right. It isn't something that Ange plays. We talked a little bit about this in the evening brews from yesterday, which hopefully you'll go and watch on the channel. Doing a little bit of sort of tactical analysis of what Ange was doing in the first game of the season and what we might expect for the next one. But that's something to remind, I guess, the fans, is that all the things you think you want to happen. You want a Rodri, you want a Wanyama, you want a destroyer, even a Rice, to mention the scum down the road. You want a player like that.
Declan Rice would be the perfect Ange Postecoglou midfielder, because
he'd actually really work in our system, certainly. But it's like he's as a player who's going to kind of sit in. We're not going to get that player. Actually, Rice didn't sit in last season at all. He ended up playing more as an 8. But either way, the expectation of that isn't realistic considering what we know about Ange ball. having said that, your thoughts on from a Bergvall and Gray? Are you confident with them as the club are and arguably Ange's?
We've said this on Morning Brews with myself and David. I like these two players. I think these are two really good kids, and I think they will be something in the future. But one of the big problems I do have with the Tottenham fan base, and I don't like to call out the Tottenham fan base by any means necessary or any way, we are relying on children, 17 and 18. They are children. And people say, oh, they're adults. They're legal to do all the things you can do as adults. Why are they children? They haven't grown up yet. They've not played this. And you've seen it with Archie Gray and Bergvall in the game against Leicester City. They're up against pros like, you might not like him, Jamie Vardy, who's been around the block, got the T-shirt, gone back down into the Championship, come back up, and he's still doing the same things. You're up against that guy. You're up against that they will fight and they will scrap. And players like Archie Gray, although Archie would have played against Jamie Vardy last year in the Championship.
Yeah, that's where I would probably push back a little bit, especially with Gray, because Gray played 50 plus games in the Championship
as a right back.
But that's still playing against adults, right? So the argument that because he's 18, he's not capable, I don't think.
Of course.
Totally
was ready at 16.
Well, that's it, right? And I think if you're ready, you're ready, right? And I think they both are ready. I do think we're going to see some errors like we saw from Bergvall, where he got Vicario tore him a new one afterwards after he sort of gave away the ball because he was a little bit lazy with his ball control in our box, which was from a poor pass from Romero, not really even his fault necessarily. So I do think they're both really smart with the ball. They're both good at the things they need to be good at, and I think we're going to see them play. I think we're going to see them make errors, and I think we're going to see some frustration from our fan base.
You want them to make errors because that's how you learn.
That's how they learn. Yeah, exactly right.
What we need. If he's not going to play a number 6, we need an experienced number 8. Someone that's going to put their arm around the shoulder and say, okay, I'm going to Sherpa you through this game.
Yeah, I agree. And that arguably that could have been Bentancur. Of course, we don't know his status now after the head injury that he got. Basuma is showing that he isn't that by his off-field antics. And that's something that, obviously Ange is for good reason, pushed him aside and said, look, you're not going to start. I don't know, Phil, but what do you think? Do you think he'll play at Everton? Do you think he'll give him the next game, or do you think we'll see Gray or Bergvall start on Saturday?
He'll have to play Basuma. He'll have to.
You think so?
You have to play him because concussion protocol is, and that's something that's really serious.
Yeah, but I actually think he might start Gray or Bergvall. Like I actually think we might see that against Everton.
Maybe against Everton when he's going to have more of the ball because as we know.
Yeah, that was my thought because I do think there'll be less defensive sort of cleanup that needs to happen in that situation. And if you have Sarr kind of next to you, maybe you have that a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm just throwing it out there as a possibility.
It's a bit falling because, as of course, this is Friday. This is the day before the game, and that's the way we've got to think about it. Maybe we do go for more possession-based system, and Archie Gray can get his foot on the ball, but Everton are lacking a bit of energy because they've lost Onana to Aston Villa. That was a fantastic signing.
It's a big miss for them.
That's the guy we should have bought. Your
I'm not a massive fan of his. I do think he's good. I think we could do better, but I think
it's that energy though, Ireland.
I get the energy, but I think we have that. I think actually Sarr gives us that. I think Sarr's underrated in what he does off the ball, and his energy is massive. He's all over the pitch, especially at the beginning of last season. And I know that we always keep going back to that because it was the good times under Edge. And since then, it's been a bit of a woo up and down madness. But Sarr is really good at it, and he actually was quite good at that against Leicester as well in the first half. The first half against Leicester, we played very well. We played much like we did in the beginning of last season. It's just doing that for an entire game, or actually scoring in the first half more than one goal allows us to then relax a little bit in the second half and manage it.
One of the things that Jamie Vardy said, I don't know if this was after drinking 8 Red Bulls and 3 double espressos.
He loves his Red Bulls.
He loves his Red Bulls. He said that they gave Tottenham too much respect because they knew that was they were going to come out of the blocks early. So it's a to and fro whether you hear from Jamie Vardy or not. But I love Pape Sarr. I don't think he's another one that's not physically ready to be part of the Premier League, though. He is another young kid. We need...
I don't know. I disagree with that. I think he played enough last year.
26, 27, 28, someone that's been round the block. So a lot of people at the start of the season, we had this argument on our WhatsApp group. And
Many
maybe
arguments on the WhatsApp group.
someone like a Scott McTominay, and Ange likes that all-action midfield. Maybe they would bring in someone like a Scott McTominay. I don't like Scott McTominay as a
Yeah, but it's an example of it again.
Someone that's been round the block that has got that grit and determination, that's played international football.
I honestly think that's Bentancur. Like, we have him in our squad. He keeps getting injured. If you look at him for Uruguay, he's incredible in a pivot in that defensive role. He's really, really solid on the ball. Obviously, his ball control.
Play with Ireland.
Of course,
he plays with Ugarte. He plays with an actual number 6, like an Ugarte, and I'm very jealous of Manchester United. Look to be signing Ugarte from PSG.
Yeah, it's a good player. Good looking player for sure.
Player that can do the Ange thing, which is be that solid number 6, but you can also play football. And that's
I honestly think Bentancur is that as well. But unfortunately, he's injured again.
Injured. He's in the wars, and that's the thing with an all-action number 8.
Yeah,
they are going to be in the war. And when you're in the war, you're going to get injured. You're going to get a few strays fly away. And unfortunately for Bentancur,
it's another one at the beginning of a season. Have you heard anything about his status currently? I recognize that he's obviously functional. He's talking. He was conscious in the dressing room post game and seemed like he was okay. But it's a head injury, so concussion protocol.
He had blood coming from his head as well.
Yeah, he got whacked like pretty heavy. I saw the highlight afterwards, because once they realized he was okay, they then showed the replay of it, and it looked pretty nasty. I've been hit like that in the head before, being headbutted essentially when somebody's going up for the ball and you go whack.
That's why you shouldn't play enforcer in Hockey Ireland.
Yeah, probably not. But it's a ton of pain. He won't be playing on Saturday. It'll be interesting to see.
For a month after that. He's not.
I think, maybe. I think that's appropriate. I think he probably, misses probably after the international break. That's when we'll see him come back into the team.
We can reintegrate him into the group.
Fortunate thing is, it's not a fitness issue, so we won't. He'll still be able to train. He'll still be able to stay fit. He just won't be able to go and play. And that means that he can come back in and still be useful. We're not looking at, is his injury going to affect how he plays, like what happened with the last one. You get a groin injury or thigh or something that is like a muscle injury. You worry about it happening again. He's fit, so that it was a head injury, had nothing to do with the rest of his body, so he can come back in and still be part of the squad. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable about it. I'm rooting for Ange to make a couple of different decisions for the starting lineup against Everton. I want to see him take a risk with these young players against teams that I think we can do it against. Everton is definitely one of them. So I'd love to see a Bergvall or a Gray in that starting 3.
Against Everton, you might want a more physical player, though. So that's something we've got to look at. I would like to see them play, because you all know, everyone who knows me knows, I want Basuma in the bin. We posted it on our TikTok.
I know you hate him.
I don't want Basuma at this football club anymore. I don't like players with bad attitudes, and we've seen it from 2 managers now. Conte flat out just refused to play him because of his antics. And whether you like Antonio Conte or not, usually when he has a knack about a player, he's usually correct. He's had
he's a good judge of character in that sense. I mean, he's been around a while. He's played a lot of high level football. He looks at a guy like that and his attitude and is like, no, that's not a guy I want in my squad. I love what Basuma can do, like skill set wise. Like, he has ability when he's on. He's very, very good. It's just absolutely, I agree with you. The attitude, the things off the pitch, I hear he shows up late a lot for practice, even just 2-3 minutes. Like, that's disrespectful. You're supposed to be showing the younger players, and we've brought a lot in as well. We all know they need to know how you're supposed to act in that position, and they're supposed to be trying to get that position from a guy who's supposed to be the best in it at the club, and he's not acting like it. He's acting he's acting like the child, not them, right? So I'm with you. I want to see Basuma come good, but I'm at the point now where I'm like, after what he just did before the season started, I'm like, get him out. But it's a really hard time to do it now. We're about to.
He played poorly as well, but that's why I want players like Vicario to grab a Bergvall around the neck.
Yeah.
This is how you behave.
Dig into him. Yeah, let him know. I've been liking, but Vicario for me is arguably, from a goalkeeper's perspective, has done a really good job leading from that position, arguably vocally more than Lloris did. Lloris sometimes would yell at players and would get at them if something went wrong, but Vicario is very, very active and yelling at everybody, getting him going.
You want your goalkeeper to
They have to be, but he seems to do it off the pitch. He's the one doing the pregame sort of build-ups as well. Like he's yelling at the players, getting everybody going. I saw that in the huddle against Leicester as well before the game started. So he's got an active role, very active role in the side for leadership, and that's only a good thing. We need more of that. I think that's what happened in that 56th minute when Leicester sort of took control of the game and scored the goal. We were missing that player that could calm everybody down and just control the game again. It's okay. They scored. We're going to go back to doing exactly what we're doing and dominate them. And instead of that, we kind of lost control of the game. It was only for 10 or 15 minutes, but it was enough for them to get enough into the game that we ended up making a bunch of subs, losing control of the game, and not really finishing it the way it needed to be finished. And that is that type of player you're talking about, that midfield general that can not just distribute the ball, not just do it physically with the ball at his feet, but also vocally saying the right things at the right moments to get everybody to chill and organize properly.
If he goes against the manager at some point, I know the manager wants to hire. I mean, even them is it right, guys? I know the manager wants us to be really high up the pitch, but we're going
to do this right now, just for the next 5 minutes. You're going to listen to me. Yeah, I agree. I think that's 100% correct.
He said that. The dressing room is yours. The dressing room is yours. This is your space. Yeah. And that is on the pitch. You need to do what you need to do, and you've got to lead.
Make decisions, make tough decisions, figure it out. 100%. I think that's absolutely what we needed to happen in that moment, and that it points out more of the sort of conversation of the six or that midfield player that's going to offer that. Bentancur I don't think he's vocal enough to do that. Like he might do it like with like just the way he plays, but we need somebody. Yeah, we need somebody like a Roy Keane-ish kind of. I'm gonna control everybody on this pitch right now. You're gonna listen to what I'm gonna tell you to do, because for the next 5 minutes we're gonna be under the cosh and we're gonna sort it this way. And then once you've sorted it, you've calmed everybody down again. Boom, you go at them and
you go back to the game plan.
You go score your winner. And you do bring on 1 or 2 subs instead of 4 and kind of lose control of the sort of the build up play that the patterns that you had built up from the beginning. So yeah, I'm with you there, brother. I think we're not going to see it in this window. So maybe it's a scenario where we get to January and hopefully, we can rid ourselves of Biz and find somebody who fits that mold.
Yeah. But on that note, guys, it is time to end the show. But let us know what you think of this conversation between me and Ireland. We're both the hosts, so you never know when 2 hosts go on the show.
Yeah, we'll just ask each other questions and have some fun, right?
Have a conversation. So let us know what you think about Ange's decision in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to Tottenham on Tour, because we're on a high at the moment. We're doing really well. We're pushing out content, shorts, videos, lives, TikToks. We're doing everything we can to post all this content for you, and we want to hear what you think, because diversity of opinion.
Yeah, even if you think we're crap, tell us we're crap. We don't mind. We'll probably argue back, but it'll be a fun argument, because we don't get into silly, stupid arguments. We have good discussions with our commenters and our subscribers. So yeah, good stuff, man.
And that's the way it's got to be. But thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. You got a catchphrase, Ireland?
I don't do catchphrases.
You need a catchphrase.
Nah, just smile.
My catchphrase. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. And if you smell what the cough is brewing, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Ciao for now.